does seem really counterintuitive to evolve this mode of locomotion that seems so wonderful, flight, to actually get rid of it and become flightless.
Researchers speculate that terror birds gave up flight because it allowed them to develop large, reinforced skulls suited for capturing and dismembering animals, but too heavy for flight.
They have really, really huge heads for any bird. And most of that head is this big, long, very deep, very sharp beak with a big hook on the end. You don't see that except in birds that are predatory. There's no reason for a non-predator bird to have a big, sharp hook at the end. And especially a skull that size, with a beak that rigid and that robust, it only makes sense if they're cutting and breaking very large things, large cuts of meat.
The skull of Andogolornis, a 5-foot-tall terror bird that lived 5 million years ago, illustrates the stark difference between birds that can fly and those who can't.
And we can see that it's actually set up quite a bit different from some of the other skulls that we can see in this area here. For instance, this right here is the skull of an 8-foot-tall ostrich, and this is the skull of maybe a 5-foot-tall terror bird. We can see this is dramatically different than what we see in this ostrich.
The Andogolornis skull also dramatically differs in structure.
In front view, you can really get a sense of how narrow the snout is. So they have a very tall, very narrow snout, which has a big impact on the function or the biomechanics, really the architecture of how these skulls are built. What that suggests is that this skull is really built for, in a sense, biting down, and also for tearing, pulling back. So this hook beak right here